today I want to talk about Innersense's Hydrating Cream Hairbath sample that I got from Bella Corre. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Bella Corre and Innersense, then I want to talk about the product itself. Finally, I want to give you my opinion of it. My name's Sharon, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe below and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started. I did another video earlier where I showed you all of the Innersense samples that I got, and I'm going to link to that below and above so you can check that out. I got 7 samples from Bella Corre, and when I purchased from them, they had something called a customized sample kit, and you could have chosen a minimum of 5 samples, and I believe they were $3 each, and then each additional sample was about $3, and the samples were somewhat small. So for the cost, they are a little expensive, but it gives you the opportunity to try before you buy, patch test, make sure you have no reactions, check out the texture and the scent, and see if it works for you. And with this, when I purchased from them, they threw these in for free. So I got this, and this had the Hairbath, which is the shampoo, and it had the conditioner from Innersense. Now, Innersense is a company that I've heard about for a long time. They've been in existence for a while. So I found an article dated in June 2018, and it said they had been formed more than 12 years ago. So my guess is from 2002, but I'm not sure. They haven't listed that on their website. Now, it was formed by a married couple named Joanne and Greg Starkman, and I really like the story behind how they started up. So what happened is Joanne has a background in the hair business. So she was a hairstylist for more than 2 decades when they started, and Greg had a background in the big beauty industry. So they're very familiar with the industry that they are working with. Now what happened is their first child was born, a daughter, and her name is Morgan, and she was diagnosed at 22 months with a rare genetic condition, and this is called Williams syndrome. And as you can imagine, something like this, especially when it happened years and years ago, before the internet, before you could really connect with people, their world kind of turned upside down. And what they did is they really looked at their entire environment. They said they were talking to their spiritual advisor, and he told them to trust their inner sense. A few years later, they decided to start their own company. They wanted to raise their daughter in a clean, loving, deliberate environment, and this goes for the beauty products that they were using as well. So they mentioned that they wanted to have toxin-free products. And I know that is somewhat of a buzzword, but they also talk about green chemistry. And I do like the fact that they acknowledge that there are chemicals in their products, because everything around us is, a chemical. And I know that when people are talking about chemicals, they're talking about the bad thing, but I really think you have to be correct when you are naming things. So they also said they focus on purity, peace of mind, and self-care. And their 3 words that they focus on are clean, pure, and beautiful. So they kind of have a ritual that they go along with. And now on the back of everything, so the cream hair bath, they talk about I'm in harmony with the flow of life. So they want to make this monotonous task that we have to do. We have to do hair care. They want to make it enjoyable and somewhat of a fun ritual where you can take time to yourself and practice self-care. Now, I want to talk about some of the ingredients. So what they have highlighted a few on their website, and they've highlighted coconut oil, shea butter, tamanu, which is also known as forha, and they have essential oils of sage and vanilla. Now, I want to start with the essential oils. Vanilla essential oil does not exist. So somewhat of a sticking point for me. You can have the oleoresin, an absolute, or a CO2, but it's just impossible to have a vanilla essential oil. And when I checked the ingredients, they're actually using vanillin, which is known as, it's kind of like a synthetic vanilla. So that is incorrect. And the sage is clary sage essential oil. Now, one of the reasons I hadn't purchased from Innersense before is because they use 3 ingredients that don't work for my hair. A lot of their products have aloe, shea, and coconut. Now, aloe flash dries my hair, and I'm going to link to that below and above. You guys can check that out. But basically what it is, when I use products with aloe, my hair just dries instantly. Coconut oil with my hair and body tends to dry it out, and shea butter tends to build up. So I have used a lot of shea moisture products, and they also use shea and coconut oil. And I found with the shea moisture products, I put products on my hair, and it doesn't feel like I'm using anything for some reason. It's really weird. My hair is low porosity, for the record. So, and tamanu, I actually have a bottle of tamanu, and I purchased this for scars This is from Appalachian Valley Natural Products. It says Foraha double filtered. It's the same as Tamanu. This is a dry oil. So it's known for having vitamins A, B, D, and E. It has amino acids. It's known for like strengthening and regenerating. And I use it, for skin with scars, but it also can work for your hair. So the other ingredients, I'm not going to read out the entire list. I just want to touch upon some of them. So you have water and glycerin. Now glycerin can be an issue for some people with your hair can get frizzy. And this is usually for dew points. And I have an article below. You can check it out. High and low dews. Dews, D-E-W, which is referring to the moisture in the air. Now some people can't use any products with glycerin, and some people, if it rinses out like shampoo, their hair reacts differently than if they leave it in, such as a gel. Then they have a handful of carrier oils. They have avocado, jojoba, and manoi. Now manoi is coconut oil that has been infused with Tahitian gardenian flower. It smells amazing. Years and years ago, I was using manoi oil, and there are very many different forms, and I love the smell of it. It was absolutely amazing. Slightly expensive, and now looking back on it, it wasn't that expensive. I thought at the time it was, but I really enjoyed the scent, despite the fact that my hair hates coconut oil. And then it has some hydrolyzed ingredients. It's got quinoa and rice protein. So if you are sensitive to protein, you might want to check it out. But I do know you do need protein for your hair. You have to reach that protein moisture balance. And then they go into scent. Now, when I purchased this, my opinion of scent fragrance has changed drastically. So I used to think essential oils were fantastic, and if you follow my channel, I do use essential oils a lot, but I am trying to move away from them in my personal care products, and this is due to sensitization. Again, I've got an article below where I link to experts in the field, chemists and aromatherapists. But what sensitization is your body can build up an immunity to the essential oils, and it simply stops working, or you can also develop irritation. So you will find some people, they've been using a product for a long time, and then all of a sudden they get irritated. They're like, well, it can't be this. I've used it for years. But that is what sensitization is. Another thing with essential oils is they are not safe for everyone. I don't care what that MLM is telling you. Just because they're natural doesn't mean it's safe. You have things like peanuts and bees, poison ivy are natural. And I'm sure you wouldn't go rolling around in a field of poison ivy. With essential oils, if you have infants or young children, you have to be careful what you use on them. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding or on medication or have a pre-existing medical condition, those are other reasons that you need to be careful about the essential oils that you use. Now, the essential oils that they use, they've listed 5, I believe. They have ylang ylang, patchouli, sweet orange, lavender, and clary sage. Of these, I really only like orange. Sometimes I like ylang ylang. There are 6 different fractions of ylang ylang. You have 1, 2, 3. You also have extra, fine, and complete. And the extra or the fine, I can't remember, is usually used for scent, whereas the complete is usually used for therapeutic properties. Patchouli is something I don't like. It's just very earthy. It's like vetiver, not my favorite. And lavender, I only like Bulgarian lavender. Clary sage smells very medicinal to me. They also use soy in here, so if you do have a soy insensitivity, you need to be careful. In addition to the essential oils, they also have extracts. They have sage, so again, they've got clary sage, essential oil, and they have sage extracts. They have melissa, which is an expensive one, rice, and dandelion. So a lot of things in there. And those are the ingredients. And now, what is it supposed to do? It says it's supposed to boost hydration from the inside out. It has, and they highlight the essential oils that it has. They talk about they're useful for a healthy scalp. They can soften and smooth your cuticle. It's a lightweight hydration. So I do kind of like this. I don't really use shampoo, so I would not purchase the shampoo simply because I don't use it. And I want to show you guys what it looks like. So let me get out a little bit. It's kind of like got a glossy sheen on it. It is, as you guys can see, it's going to run off my hand. But this is what it looks like. And it has, despite the fact that it has all of these essential oils and extracts in it, it doesn't have a strong scent at all. I find it to be very mild, and it has a low lather. So I did like it, but I wouldn't purchase it again. And I I've told you guys a lot about Innersense, the company. I've also mentioned some of the ingredients and my opinion of it. Now I really want to hear from you guys. Have you purchased anything from Innersense? I know their products are somewhat expensive. Some companies out there do offer samples. If you go on Innersense, you can also purchase travel sizes or trial sizes and try those out. Let me know if you've tried anything, what you think of it, and if you haven't, head on over to their website and let me know what you think of their products. Please leave a comment below. I enjoy hearing from you, reading your comments. Like this video and give it a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. I'll see you guys later.